So I welcome all the participants from Russia and from Bharat. So this is actually a session which is a part of Vastu Conference, which is a fourth international conference and largest conference on Vastu conducted in Russia. So now I will share my presentation using which I will be explaining the concept of the title which I have given. So now you can see my presentation, right?
Yes.
Our topic is creating spiritual shield to protect ourselves from undesirable. This is Acharya Sandeep Maharaj from Chaitanya Ashram, Alandi, Devachi, Pune, India. That is Bharat. And this ashram is founded by Brahmibhut Sadguru Shri Anap Maharaj. Our source of inspiration is Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj. I thank Dr. Julia, all the participants from both the countries and other countries, the participants who are attending. And for this presentation, I have used Oxford Learner's Dictionary for some word translation. Okay, so this is one which I have shown. Let us understand this. I have given this, I have suggested this name to Dr. Julia, creating spiritual shield to protect ourselves from undesirables. So, ourselves, this is our center point, or this is, we can set a center. And we are actually covered by undesirable. So, continuously, every one of us is actually covered by this undesirable, right? So we are not actually understanding how to protect ourselves or how to create something which will protect ourselves from undesirable. And we may not be understanding what is spiritual or what is shield to protect ourselves. We may or we may not understood. I have shown this diagram, and in this, all ourself is what is the meaning of ourself? What is the meaning of undesirable? What is the meaning of protect? What is the meaning of spiritual shield and create? So let us have participation. So let us have a collaborative or participatory learning, right? So for that, I request all the participant to give your answer for all these words. So let us start. So this is first word. So I have written the meaning of creating. Creating means to make something happen or exist, right? So the meaning of creating. So you can add something in creating. If you are thinking that creating is something different, I can just type here the meaning of creating. If the participants are saying something which is different than whatever I have written here, so you can add. You may have such a number of input, right? But I will tell you what is the meaning of creating. See, whatever I am going to speak, this is my opinion, right? And you may not agree to my opinion, or you may agree, right? So I will try to explain all these terms and how we can have a shield that we'll try to understand. So creating, this is actually one to create. Create means is a verb. It is a action. You might be knowing 6 levels of learning from Bloom's taxonomy. You might be knowing Bloom's taxonomy.
What is this Bloom's taxonomy?
In Bloom's taxonomy, we have 6 levels of learning. First level is called as a remembering. Then second is called as a understanding. Third level is applying. Then fourth level is analyzing. Then fifth level is called as a evaluating. And sixth level is creating. So worldwide, if you'll go and you'll take a survey, and try to understand what are the 6 levels of learning. So anything which you will learn will go through these levels. So remembering is a very low level. It's a low order cognitive level skill. It's a cognitive process which is taking into our brain. So I will give one example. For example, if I tell you one formula in mathematics, then you can just mug up that formula and you can reproduce that formula. You can just have in that formula in your brain. And whenever I ask you again, so what is that formula? So you can just tell me that this is the formula. A square plus B square is equal to A square plus 2AB plus B square. So you can just remember that and you can reproduce. So that is called as a remembering level. Now, what is understanding? So, first level, you are just given the answer that this is the formula. But if you have understood that formula, then you can say that what is the meaning of A, what is the meaning of P, then what is the meaning of A square, then 2AB, P square. So you can explain that. Whenever you explain that, you might have understood that. Unless and until you have not understood, you cannot explain that, right? So that is second level. So what is third level? This is applying. You are knowing the formula, you are able to explain that formula. But if you have to apply that formula, for example, I have given some values in digit. So all digital numerical values, you have to add, you have to put it in the formula and you have to find out some answer. Means you have to apply that formula for a typical case. It may be a real-time case. So in that case, if you are able to apply that formula, then it is a applying level. Now, analyzing. If you have applied that formula, but if you are able to make that all process into a part, means you are making that procedure step by steps, all parts you have taken outside and you are trying to understand each and every part of that process of that applying formula, then it is analyzing. So you have remembered formula, you have understood the formula, you applied that formula for a real-time problem, and after that you are able to make parts of that problem and analyze that part, each and every part, and the interconnection between all parts. But after that, for that every part or interconnection between all the parts of that problem, if you are able to give a judgment, if you are able to give judgment, then it becomes evaluating. You can give judgment. I can understand everything, but if I am not able to give some judgment, then it is not evaluating. So evaluating is a giving judgment. So based on all these 5 levels, if you are able to make something new, but it is based on all these 5 levels. So if you are able to remember, if you are able to explain, if you are able to apply, if you are able to analyze, if you are able to give some evaluation for that, then and then only you will be a confident person who can create something based on the formula which we have discussed. So that formula will be applied to a real-time problem, but to a new situation. So it will not be the situation which is the old situation where we discuss something. So you are going to create something, you are going to make something, you are going to make happen something which is new, not old. Okay? So it is a creating. So now you might have understood that creating means these 6 levels, right? So you have to go to this creating level, considering all these 5 levels. So after that, you will reach this position. Now creating something, we have written here spiritual shield to protect ourselves from undesirable. So you must remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate. Spiritual shield, what is protection, what is ourselves, and what is undesirable. So all these terms you must remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Unless and until you are not going through all these 5 steps, you cannot reach creating level in this field. So today, in this session, we may be only at level 1 or level 2 at most. We will reach understanding something will understand. We may not go beyond this level 2. So if we'll continue this practice, if we'll have some more workshops and more sessions, then we can go one by one to creating level. So in this session, we are just trying to remember and understand something about this spiritual shield to protect ourselves from undesirable. Let us go to the next word, that is spiritual. As per Oxford Dictionary, the meaning of spiritual is connected with the human spirit rather than body or physical things. So this is the statement or meaning given in the Oxford Dictionary. It may another meaning is also given in the same dictionary, connected with the religion, right? So as time is less, you may take 1 or 2 feedback from participants. So, what is the meaning of spiritual? What they think? So feedback from participants. People are saying these words, right? So okay. So we'll go further and we'll try to understand what is spiritual also. I will be going to speak something about spiritual. My focus will be spiritual shield, right? I will be focusing on all this, but as time is less, we will go fast. So let us take what is the meaning of shield. So shield, the dictionary meaning, a person or thing used to protect somebody or something, especially by forming a barrier, right? So it is a covering something. So protection. So what is the meaning of protection? Can you write 1 or 2 again? Not much more. Protect means to make sure that somebody or something is not harmed, injured, or damaged, right? So safeguard something. We'll make ensure that something or somebody is not harmed, not injured, or damaged, right? So it may be our house, it may be our body or something, right? Okay, so then we'll try to understand what is ourselves. I have given the sentences from Oxford Dictionary, right? So ourselves, the reflexive form of we. So we means I and you. So all of us are nothing but ourselves, right? So when I am interested to have a protection using something that is spiritual shield, so I am not interested to protect myself. I am interested to protect ourselves, right? So this is a broad idea. So ourselves, we have meant 2 things. One is I and you. So I or you means what? What is the meaning of I? So can you write the meaning of I here? So what is the meaning of I? You can take input from participants. What is the meaning of I? To whom you are saying I? Who am I? People are giving too much information.
Люди дают мне теперь слишком много информации.
People are knowing too much about ourselves. Okay, that is good. That is good. So last word, that is what is undesirable. So let us understand what is undesirable. So not wanted or approved of, likely to cause trouble or problems, right? So it is not desirable. So what is not undesirable? Can you say what is undesirable? So see how people are responding. That is good.
Очень здорово, молодцы, смотрите, сколько у вас вариантов нежелаемого.
Yeah. So see the fear, very, very important. Fear is a very undesirable component in our life. Fear. Okay, that is good. Damage. So damage to something, damage to everything. We are not desiring that. I will not read all these words, but whatever you have given, all the participants, I congratulate. So claps for the participants. They have given good. Yeah. Okay. So I am not, see, every one of us is not interested in all this. And someone has given death. So we are not interested in death, but we'll die.
Ты сказал смерть. То есть мы абсолютно не заинтересованы в смерти, но мы все умрем.
If you look into this, death is undesirable, but we'll get death. We'll die. I can say that whatever you have written is undesirable, but you will get that. Try to understand once again. Death is not desirable, but will die. Similarly, all these undesirables are not desirable, but somehow one or other day we'll get some of them. So tell me, can you stop death? Tell me the answer. Can you stop death? Yes or no? No. So you cannot overcome death. This is understanding of all the participants now. But in India, the main philosophy of Vedanta is to overcome this death. But Vedanta is considered as a high-end philosophy because the Vedanta word means Veda plus Anta, the end part of the Veda. If somebody is really interested to go beyond this death, if somebody is really interested to overcome this death, then he may follow the perfect, or I can say authorized part of Vedanta culture. Some people and some organizations worldwide, these people are saying that they are giving the knowledge of Vedanta. But I have observed that these people are not really knowing what is Vedanta. And they are giving something different and saying that this is Vedanta. So I am not giving any comment for these people, but I would suggest that you should understand all these terms clearly. And then creating means you have to go to 6 levels, right? Unless and until you are not knowing this, and if you are not going to 6 levels, you cannot protect yourself. Now we'll go to the next part. Here, I have given a slide, ourself and undesirable. No one of us is interested in this undesirable. So what we have to do? What we have to do? We have to have some creation. We have to create something. So what you can create? You may create number of things, but we are interested now, as per this session, we are interested in spiritual shield. And this spiritual shield, which is created, will protect ourselves from this undesirable. Let us understand this. So I have shown in this diagram, this center, you have something, right? This is soul. What is this? So soul is everywhere. Every one of us is having soul. You may be knowing the different names given to this soul. Atma. We may not be actually learned. We may not have learned this soul at 6 levels. What is happening? Soul is actually covered by gross body. So all of us are knowing only the gross body. So you are knowing me means not my soul. You are knowing my gross body. Every one of us is knowing gross body. So in this diagram, I have shown soul is at center. Actually, this is covered totally, but I have to show that soul is always present. That's why I have shown this circle and blue color soul. But actually, this is covered by gross body. So almost all of us are not knowing soul because of this gross body. We are interested in gross body. We are not interested in soul. But everything is dependent on soul. This soul is actually the fundamental. This soul is actually the substratum of everything. So the second thing which we have is a subtle body. Subtle body means in one word I can say it is a mind. So we are covering our soul using gross body and subtle body. Then we are covering the soul again using a causal body. This is a third body. We have very causal body also. So actually, you can see me, but you are just observing my gross body, even not subtle body, causal body, or very causal body. So this soul is at center. You can say soul is at center, and on soul you have causal body, very causal body, subtle body, and gross body. So all of us are actually made up of these things, but we are not really aware about the soul. We are not really aware about the very causal body, and subtle body. But we are aware somewhat about the gross body and very less about the subtle body. So whenever there is a undesirable, most of the times that undesirable hit this gross body. Most of the times. Whenever this undesirable hit this gross body, the effect or impact of this undesirable on gross body also comes to this subtle body. And again, it will go to the soul also. Means whenever there is some harm, something which is, for example, if you are going on road and one tiger comes in between, so you'll have fear. So that fear is in front of your gross body, but that fear will go to your mind, it will go to your soul also, and it is a threatening situation. So, for example, on gross body, you are having some disease. Somebody has written undesirable disease. So, let us talk about disease. So, whenever disease is coming, that disease will hit this gross body. And because of this disease, your mind will not be stable, right? So, the disease will have effect on your mind also and your soul also. So, these are two examples I have taken. You can consider any undesirable. Whenever any undesirable hit, it will firstly hit the gross body. Doctor is one solution. How you can protect yourself from the disease? Doctor is one solution. What doctor will do? Doctor will give you medicine, right? And another, what is the another solution to avoid this undesirable, that is disease? You can have exercise, right? So if you do regular exercise, if you take proper food, so if food intake is proper, timely sleep, sound sleep, proper food, and proper medicine, if you take this, you can protect your gross body and the effect of that undesirable disease to the mind and to the soul. N number of undesirable which will be causing you harm, and you have such type of solutions in the life, and we are trying those. Now, for example, you are in your conference, you are using some techniques. Let us take Vastu. So Vastu is one technique. So what is the basically what we are doing in Vastu? We are actually considering all the directions, means east, west, south, north, like that. And using those understanding, you are making your Vastu, your home in a proper manner. So like a gross body, you are making our house or home such that the gross body will have a comfort. But in Vastu, our focus is not only the gross thing, but beyond that, gross thing, there is a energy. So when you come up to gross level, then you will have n number of protection, n number of solution. Just I have given ideas. One is doctor, medicine, food, exercise, like that. But when you go beyond this gross level, there are another protections like meditation, like mantra. When I have some mantra, in Hindu culture, we have n number of mantra, and using different mantra, you can control all this undesirable. Undesirable will be there, but you can have a proper mantra, proper some energy combinations, and those energy combination will protect you from undesirable. So in Vastu also, what we are doing, for example, we have our home. So what we can put in east side, what we cannot put in west side. For example, northeast area, you should not put, you should not load northeast area. We should not load. Then exactly opposite side, that is southwest. Southwest, you have to load heavily. So this way, what you are doing, you are creating a situation where the energy flow will be proper. So you can go beyond your gross level and you can play with energy. Here you might have understood that gross level, you can go beyond gross level, you can understand that. And of course, creating means I have explained what is creating. So step by step, you can go to the next level, upper level, and you can protect your system. This is our system actually. We are not only a gross body, we are not only a mind, we are not only a causal body. This is a complete ourself. So you have to go to different level and protect yourself from undesirable. Not only the people from Vedanta discipline, but the people who are not interested in undesirable. The people who are interested to protect themselves from undesirable all must understand this thyself, ourself. We must understand this. And if you'll understand this, then you can think for creating something, some shield to protect ourselves. But unfortunately, people are not interested in this. People are not interested to know ourselves. Means, who am I? People are not interested to understand who am I. This is the main basic thing because of which we are suffering from undesirable. I know, and you are knowing that there are n number of branches in science and spirituality wherein you will observe that the people are giving some shield to protect ourselves from this undesirable. For example, you may have some rings in your hand, rings. Then you can wear something in this, right? You can have something on your head. So you can have Vastu culture. You can have different ideas, different philosophies to protect ourselves. But this will work very efficiently and properly if we'll understand the main thing, that is ourself. If you'll not understand what to protect, for example, if see there are three things. One is a adi bhautik, means physical thing. Another is adi daivik, means daivik means God level, devata. And third is adhyatmik, that is called as a soul level. If problem is with gross body and if you are giving solution to subtle body, that is not good. If his problem is at causal level and if you are giving solution to gross body, that is again not good. Example, if I have problem in my eyes and if I giving medicine for my ear, that is not good. So it is of utmost importance that we must understand ourselves. So what is the problem? See, our problem is we are not understanding ourselves. So self ignorance is the problem. So why self ignorance? It is because interest in other than self. We are, all of us, we are interested in other than self. So we are ignoring ourselves. So there are three main components, five elements you might be knowing: earth, then water, air, then fire, then sky. These are five elements. All these five elements are mixed and in pure form. And three properties of nature in Indian culture, it is called as sattva, raja, and tama. So in any case, whenever you are protecting yourself from undesirable, what exactly you are doing? For example, if you are doing exercise, or you are taking some medicine, or you are balancing energy. So what exactly you are doing? Or if you are doing meditation, what exactly you are doing? So you are trying to improvise your immunity. So self ignorance. So we must avoid this, and we must overcome this self ignorance. If you overcome this self ignorance, then you can create spiritual shield to protect ourselves from undesirable. Means what will happen exactly? To have this result, to protect ourselves from undesirable, what exactly we have to do? We must improve our self immunity. So improving self immunity is our key. So we must understand how to improve self immunity. So here, this is a gross body. So first of all, in last slide, I have told you that why self ignorance is there, because we are interested in other than self. So let us unfocus the unwanted part. Unwanted part means what? Other than self. So what we'll do? We'll eliminate. We isolate this gross body. Then we will isolate subtle body. Then we will isolate this causal body, very causal body. And at last, we will get only the soul. The last part which we'll have is only the soul. Soul will be remaining. And if you'll focus on self and use other techniques, tools and techniques, then your self unity will go to very high level, and you will have this spiritual, because it is related to our soul. So this will give you spiritual shield, and it will protect yourself from all undesirable. At the last, I can say that how to protect ourselves from undesirable. We can have improving self immunity, of course, at all level, to protect ourselves from undesirable. This is the last key takeaway point from this today's session. Thank you very much. So you may have questions. So 5 elements mix and 5 elements pure. When 5 elements are mixed together, you know the 5 elements. If 5 elements are mixed together, we can make this gross body. So all gross nature is made up of mixing 5 elements. So whenever you will take anything, for example, you will take stone. So stone is not only made of earth element. Stone is made up of earth, water. In stone you have fire also. If you take 2 stones and just rub them, you will have a fire in between. So stone is made up of all 5 elements. So everything in the world which is a gross, it is made up of 5 elements which are mixed together. And the mind, that is called as a subtle level, all subtle level nature, including our subtle body. All subtle level nature in the world is made up of the 5 elements which are not mixed. So it is very difficult to understand those 5 elements and the nature made up of 5 elements which are not mixed. Mantras will work properly based on your belief, first of all. But in India, there are n number of mantras, and all these mantras are step by step, means KG level, then first standard, second standard, then college level, then PhD level. So for everyone in India, for everyone, the basic mantra is Rama Krishna Hari. So Rama, Krishna, Hari. This is a basic mantra. But if you take a mantra from Upanishad and if you practice those mantra, it may change the energy level in our body. And for that purpose, you must have some guidance from some guru. And if guru is with you, and if he will guide you, then you can take mantra from Veda Shastra. So Vedic mantra you can take. For example, one Vedic mantra is Gayatri mantra. Om Bhurgo Swaha Tassaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. So when you practice this mantra, it will change the energy level in our body. But it will be risky when you are playing with energy. So whenever you are interested to play with energy, you must have guidance. In Vastu also, you might be knowing that when you disturb the Vastu, what will happen? The energy will disturb. And if wrong thing will be done, then it will affect your gross body, your subtle body, and your soul, which is attached to these bodies. And therefore, you will be disturbed. And there are n number of problems like disease. Then your mental level condition will be disturbed. You will get n number of problems in your body, as well as you may have problem of money. You may have problem of interpersonal relationship. So try to understand that I have given here the key, but this is the key which I have mentioned, but you must understand what is lock and how to open that lock using this key. And for that purpose, we must have some sessions, we must have workshop in which step by step we can understand those. Last time also I have told you that we can have this practice without guru and without mantra. That is there. But see, when you have parent, then your upcoming will be good. Yes or no? Without parent, your upcoming will not be good. Similarly, unless and until you don't have two parents, one is guru, another is mantra. These two are parent. So you should have parent mantra and parent guru. But if you are not having those, then Ramakrishna Hari, which I have told you, that will be sufficient. And it will not create some another problems. That's why I told you Rama Krishna Hari. So you can take only Rama. That only Rama word, if you will follow this Rama, if you will practice Rama, it will create n number of miracles. You can have Krishna, you can have Hari. So in our practice, we give this mantra to all of the disciples who are not actually interested in mantra and will not be able to reach to Guru. So Ramakrishna Hari will be the better solution. Without Guru, without mantra, Ramakrishna Hari you can chant. That chanting will be at gross level Ramakrishna Hari, or it will be only inside, means Ramakrishna Hari in your mind. So in 6 months, you will get something miracle. You think that I am chanting this mantra inside, and for this purpose, you will get the solution. Whatever may be your problem, undesirable, you chant this mantra inside for 6 months, you will get the solution. I have one example for this. I have a number of people who came to me and they were interested. They were interested to have some mantra. So I gave them this mantra and I never met them again. I asked them to follow this for 6 months. One example, number of examples I have, but one example, one person who was working in a multinational company and he was in the IT field, information technology, software field. So he was addicted to the smoking. He came to me, he asked me that I am interested to leave this. I have to stop this smoking. So I gave him the mantra and asked him that you follow this for 6 months. Within 6 months, he stopped smoking. And till this date, now it is more than 25 years. Now he is not smoking. This is one example. Second example, one lady came to me. He was having problem with her husband. And she asked me that, Maharaji, give me one mantra so that we'll have good interpersonal relations. I gave her the same mantra and asked her to follow this. Keep in mind that you are chanting this mantra for this reason. This you have to keep in mind, and it will work. So, this will, whether this is working or not, you have to practice and you have to see the result. Unless and until you are not doing, you will not find the result. And now, more than 7 years, I am observing these two person, that lady and her husband, both are living in a good relation. Thank you. So you may have a number of questions. You may come to Pune. All are invited to Pune.